Hey VC, Chris. Thought I'd come back, make another video, some more vinyl finds. I think I got some other stuff coming up. I'm gonna do some best of lists again. I was thinking about doing like a 90s punk, rating my 90s punk albums, my favorites, and then doing just a general Weezer video. A couple people have asked me about that, so I'm gonna do that one. Yeah, this one will just be a vinyl finds video. Just from all over, you know, picking stuff up. I don't really get to go dig too often, so all my stuff is online. You know, I frequent several shops online. Record Jungle, you've heard me talk about it, is usually one of them. And yeah, picked this one up from them. This is a reissue. George Benson, White Rabbit, that's what's playing in the background. Herbie Hancock, Ron Carter, Hubert Laws, Air 2, Earl Klugh, Billy Cobham. Nice little CTI record. You can kind of listen to it in the background. It's kind of good background music, I think. Next couple are a couple of reissues from ESP disc, the ever hard to find ESP disc. So these are both obviously free jazz, but yeah. First one is Ronnie Boyds. This is, I think, his first album as a leader. I think ESP, from what I read, ESP kind of came to him and wanted him to record this a lot sooner, but I guess he wasn't ready or what the deal was. So this was kind of like 10 years in the making from what I read. Yeah, great free jazz album. Ronnie Boyds, obviously, pretty sure he played with Sun Ra for a while. This came out in '75. I got Joe Ferguson, Monty Waters, James Vaz, Art Lewis. Nice little lineup here. So if you're into free jazz or thinking about it, I think that's a nice one. Man, I mean, these are limited, so it's hard, but can you see the corner there? Both of these albums got kind of dinged in transit. Didn't exactly package it the best. So kind of disappointing, but when limited records, I mean, they're not going to have another copy, so kind of disappointing. But and then, of course, my favorite, every new record now. But this one is Henry Grimes Trio, The Call. This is the one that I was actually seeking out, and then I saw the Ronnie Boyds. They were also selling that, so I picked this one up. Also, the great one from ESP on the free jazz side of things. Henry Grimes on bass is just fantastic. I got Perry Robinson on clarinet and Tom Price on drums. Check this one out. Love that cover too. It's always hard to show black when it's shiny like that, but so that was nice picking up those. I guess they're limited. I'm sure they're gonna repress them, keep them in stock. But this, you know, I showed this in my jazz vinyl tag, but I never really showed it. But Pharoah Sanders and Floating Points and the London Symphony Orchestra. Just a nice collaboration between all of them. You've all seen this shown around the VC, but yeah, I guess this is kind of getting hard to find. I don't know if people are just buying the crap out of it, but so far, you know, for me, I mean, it's still, you know, about halfway through the year, but up there with my album of the year. So just very nice. Kind of gets spacey at times. You know, gets a little free at times. And the symphony just kind of adds like a nice element to it. I mean, I really enjoyed it. Love that cover too, the die cut or tri-cut, I guess you could say. Next, you guys have seen me show these guys before. One of my favorite folk duos, Nickel Creek. This is live from the Fox Theater in Oakland, California, 2014. They released this on their label, so I had to pick that up. Pretty much playing all their songs, you know. Smoothie Song, you know, Reasons Why, all the good stuff. So they always sound great live. Next, this is another one from Record Jungle out in LA. Man, they just get some killer stuff all the time. Been looking for this one for quite a while. Lee Morgan live at the Lighthouse. The Lighthouse in Hermosa Beach, California, where I used to live for a couple years when I was working at LAX Airport. But love Hermosa Beach. Went to the Lighthouse on occasion. This was before I was even into jazz. And they had posters all over the wall and everything, so it was pretty cool. This is on the White Bee label. Just a nice live recording there. Let's see, sorry about that. Plays on this with, we got Benny Maupin, Harold Mayburn, Jimmy Merritt, and Mickey Roker on drums, so very, very nice session. Next one picked up a couple from Acoustic Sounds, but they're Analog Productions pressings. This one, a couple blues albums, the legendary Son House. I wanted just a really nice copy of this. Originals don't go for crazy money. I wanted just a super nice copy. That's kind of where I'm at with blues. You know, I have some blues albums that, I don't know, it seems like the recordings weren't always the best, so if, you know, Analog Productions can put their touch on things, I'm all about it. So, yeah, this is just a great, you know, probably a top 5 blues album. Check it out. Another one, I had seen this before. I wasn't really super familiar with it, but this is a 45 RPM pressing. They Serve You Right to Suffer, John Lee Hooker. Analog Productions, man, they do everything right. Just nice gatefold. That sound. Whew. John Lee Hooker doesn't really need any introduction, but if you guys aren't familiar with this album, it's just awesome. Next, Sam Records. You guys have seen me show some of their stuff before. I try to pick up as many releases of theirs as I can. This one, no exception. Just this is their newest one, I believe. Billy Harper Quintet, Antibes 75. Just another stellar pressing from them. They got the flip back jackets. You can't really see it, but there's the label. Just a live session from 1975. Yep. Got 2 tracks. Take up one on each side. Obviously, Billy Harper, mid-70s. You know, you're probably going to get a little bit of free jazz, and exactly what this is. Tremendous recording. Sam really doesn't release anything that's going to sound bad, so check him out. All right, next, the second installment of Sturgill Simpson's Cutting Grass. Picked this up when it came out a little bit ago. Just a nice bluesy album. My favorite song on here was actually on side B. Post Malone actually did a cover of it for the Matthew McConaughey Texas thing. You Can't Have the Crown. Man, that's a great track. Kind of like Post Malone's version, a little bit better though. Go check it out on YouTube if you haven't listened to it. Pretty cool. Alright, picked this up a while back. One of my favorite hip-hop groups from back in the day. Dead Prez, Let's Get Free. This is a new pressing by Get On Down. So it's got the red and green. And I got number 258 out of 500. A lot of people don't know Dead Prez, and then, you know, I kind of put on their hit song, Hip Hop. It's bigger than hip hop. And as soon as everybody knows it, because that was the intro to Dave Chappelle's show when he came out on stage. So, yeah, great album. Always liked these guys, and nice to see this get a new pressing of it. And staying with hip hop, a group that I try to find but never seems to work out. I got lucky at Record Jungle out in LA. De La Soul Stakes is High. Just a freaking great hip hop album from back in the day. I think this came out in 2000 or 96. I'm sorry. Whew, well, But these are increasingly hard to find originals, so I was very happy to pick that up. Love De La. Still looking for. I made a mistake. I never got the vinyl me Prez pressing that they had. All right, next another one from Record Jungle. It's like a broken record here. Herbie Hancock, Empyrean Isles. Whew. Freaking awesome album. Cantaloupe Island, you know, is on here. Even my wife knows that jazz album. Or jazz song, I should say. It's a Liberty pressing, which are hard to find as well. But yeah, great session. Freddie Hubbard, Herbie Hancock, Ron Carter, Tony Williams. Up there with one of my favorite Herbie albums. So people always ask about Cheap Heat. I don't know if this is cheap heat, but this is cheap jazz, which is enjoyable. Which I put this artist a lot in. This is Hank Crawford from The Heart. Original mono pressing. Yeah, it's a nice little album. It's not gonna wow you. Kind of gets big bandy at times. All in all, I think it's a pretty solid jazz album. I don't think it's one that you need to go seek out, but if you ever come across it, I don't think it'd be a bad pickup by any means. So I kind of, this isn't Hank Crawford's best album, but like I said, solid enough to that I would probably listen to this again. So next, this is the Blue Note Classic series, an album I never had on vinyl, so it's not one I even really see. But the Hank Mobley Soul Station. So that's what's nice about the Classic series. They sound great, very affordable, and they're the Classic series now they're starting to release the albums that just never came out, whereas the Tone Poet's focusing on like the lost albums like the Andrew Hill and stuff like that, which is also a tremendous album. All right, this is one that another CTI record that came out on Record Store Day last year that I never picked up. I just, my list was already too long at the time, but this is J&K Stonebone. It's the red vinyl pressing. Ron Carter, George Benson, Herbie Hancock, Bob James, Grady Tate, Ross Tompkins, and of course, Kai Winding, JJ. But yeah, great, really nice album. I was happy I picked that up. Still, you can find these everywhere from what I found. A couple of Gene Ammons Sonny Stitt albums. First one on Prestige. This is Soul Summit. Gene Ammons, Sonny Stitt, Jack McDuff. Original Prestige label there. Love that Fireworks label. Yeah, both these are just great. This would be my favorite of the two. Boss Tenors, Gene Ammons, Sonny Stitt. This is on the Verve label. Someone was nice enough to put the label on there. William Winters in Torrance, California. So it's kind of cool. Yeah, both these are real nice albums. Love Gene Ammons and Sonny Stitt. Actually, this was found in my local. Well, it's a antique booth at a little antique mall here, but it's only about 5 minutes from my house. So, I go there every once in a while, but it's kind of high priced, which I think he kind of has to be because he's in an antique mall. But I don't know. But I couldn't believe it. He actually had this. This is Freddie Roach. Mo Greens, Please. Original stereo press, New York, USA. Man, sounds great. Even the cover is pretty darn nice. Yeah, Freddie Roach on organ, obviously, which, not always a gigantic fan of, but this is a great album. Kenny Burrell on guitar. Eddie Wright also on guitar. Conrad Lester on sax. Yeah, it's a real solid album. All right, right, it's a prestige twofer. Jazz Interplay. John Coltrane, Kenny Burrell, Mal Waldron, Jackie McLean. So this is 2 different albums. I think one of them is Mal Waldron 2. And the other one was, I think it's like Pals or something like that. I think that's what it's called, Jackie's Pals or something like, kind of like that. So 2 very nice sessions on the later Prestige label. Can be found very reasonable. I got this on eBay for under $10 quite a while ago. I just never cleaned it up and listened to it, but sounds fantastic, and I think everyone should take a look out for that one. Those twofers are great deals. I'm probably not going to find originals of either one of those albums, so you know, I got a cheap way of getting both of them. Alright, next, also from Record Jungle out in LA, Arthur Conley, Shake, Rattle, and Roll. Just a nice soul album from Arthur Conley. Original pressing on Atco. Obviously, title track, Shake, Rattle, and Roll. Everybody knows that song. Lots of other great tracks on here. I've Been Loving You Too Long, which is an Otis Redding song. A Change Is Gonna Come, he does a cover of that. The great Sam Cooke. So, yeah, great. I mean, these are all awesome albums, all these old soul albums. Next album I got when I was in Houston for work. Went to an antique mall and got lucky. It's an album I've been wanting for a long time. Got this for $8. Black Man's Burden, I'm sorry. Eric Burden and War. Album I've been looking for quite a long time. They can get a little bit spendy. Got that crazy cover on the inside. I'll just show you a quick flash because I don't want to get copyrighted or blocked, I guess you could say, even though this video is not for kids. So yeah, really nice album from them. Obviously soul, you know, kind of rocky at times, but mostly soul, kind of funky. Alright, same place I got that. I got this for a couple bucks. Cover's in a little beat up shape, but Sophisticated Lou Donaldson. Not my favorite Lou Donaldson, if I had to be honest. You know, I think the 60s was the prime for Lou. You know, 50s, 60s was prime for him. You know, after that, he, you know, I don't know. I don't want to talk bad about the man, but it's just not my favorite. But let's see here. Let's say who he's with here. Oh well. But yeah, the cover was a little Roach. Got this for a couple bucks, so had to get it. I can't let it sit there for that. I got this one from Alex Motor 247. He listed this one online, and it was an Alice album I did not have. Universal Consciousness on Impulse. Just a real nice copy of this. Love Alice. I never see her stuff, so anytime someone pops it up, I gotta snag it. So thank you, Alex. And that was a while ago, by the way. That's how backlogged I am on doing these vinyl finds videos. I guess it's been a month since my last video. I didn't even know that. I've also got this in Houston at a local record store there. Just another cheap record, but yeah, real nice. Clifford Jordan and the Magic Triangle, Firm Roots, on the Inner City label. Yeah, nice album from Clifford Jordan. Got Cedar Walton, Sam Jones, and Billy Higgins. So yeah, this is real nice. Original was on Steeplechase, obviously, like most of these Inner City albums were. It's recorded in '75 and released in '76. So not an album I see too often. So I put that in the cheap heat category. I think that could be found for $10 and under. Alright, next I saw they were doing a repress of this album. It's kind of nostalgic for me in a way. Very enjoyable album. I put it on, and you know, it just kind of took me back to high school days, I guess you could say. This is Third Eye Blind, their self-titled album. You know, Jumper, Graduate, How's It Gonna Be, Semi-Charmed Kind of Life. A lot of hits on this record. They did a nice red vinyl pressing of it. Picked this one up too. Her new one. Big fan. I don't like. Well, actually, I do like. You guys know I like female pop singers, but she's kind of in a different category, I think. This is Lana Del Rey, Chemtrails Over the Country Club. I think this is the Amazon color or whatever the hell it is. Sounds alright. There's some spots. I cleaned it so it sounded a little bit better, but it was pretty noisy straight from the package. So yeah, another real nice album from her. Kind of nice. This kind of goes back, to her early albums. I think it has that same kind of sound, which was enjoyable. And last but certainly not least, Mr. Chris Cornell. Saw they were going to release this. No One Sings Like You Anymore. Big Chris Cornell fan. This is the Target Orange vinyl. Or Neon Orange they call it. But the main songs I wanted were, that Nothing Compares to You. And his cover he did. And then on Sirius XM. And then... what's the other one? I can't think of it right now. Patience. Yeah, I don't know why. Couldn't think of that, but Chris Cornell, man, missed that dude. Made some fantastic music, great voice. So that was nice. Anyways, that's it, guys. Thanks for sitting through this one. Like I said, got some good stuff coming up, not just vinyl finds. I'm trying to get out of just doing vinyl finds videos, even though that seems to be the most popular. Yeah, like I said, I got a 90s punk album review or rating coming up. Weezer, and kind of do like a, in order my favorite Weezer albums. And yeah, I got a couple other ideas too. So stay tuned. Hopefully you guys will like those. And yeah, hope everyone's doing well. We're almost done, looks like, with this virus thing. Everyone stay safe. Take care.